All right. Ty, can you hear us?
Yeah, hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
Uh,
you guys.
we're headed to Talladega this weekend, obviously, a track that you have a lot of experience at. Before we get started with questions from the media, tell us what's exciting about going to Talladega from a driver perspective.
Yeah, I think the obvious that there's always a great opportunity to win, and there's always a great opportunity to end up in a mess. It's an exhilarating, exciting race. For me, I have confidence going to the super speedways, and for whatever reason, I don't know why, I've just naturally have done well at super speedways. I think on the cup side, I had or have had. I don't know if that still works since I'm not going to be in the race this weekend in the cup side, but one of the best or the best average finishes over the past 5 years at the racetrack. And so that's always a good confidence boost, a little trivia style stat that is kind of cool to have. But yeah, Talladega is a fun track that I always think that I have an opportunity to win at no matter what I'm in.
All right. Well, we'll now go to media for questions. And to kick us off, we're going to go with Bob Pockris. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, Ty, how have you been spending your time in the weeks you're not in the car? Do you try to immerse yourself in studying racing and everything, or does that get too frustrating? And so do you try to avoid racing? Like what's been your approach?
Yeah, it's quite the balance, and I don't know if I've handled it perfect or not. It's been an emotional roller coaster. I usually during the week I work as hard as I can trying to get relationships going and opportunities to get more races throughout this year. As everything is still kind of up in the air, and after Talladega, I don't really know what's going to happen. So I think we're continuing down the road of hopefully running some more cup races in the 96. Obviously, Harrison's going to be in the car this weekend. I think he had sponsorship and some backing to do that. So I'm excited for Harrison to get his first start. Surely I would like to be in that race and in the car, but Harrison's going to do a good job. But for me, it's a balance of working hard to figure it out. I'm still working out and investing into my body and my mind as much as I can, like I was running a full cup season to win a championship. And that won't stop because I believe that's where I belong and that's where I will be. So that is my job currently. It's stressful, and then also just stopping to take a deep breath. And this is the one that I think takes the most work, is just realize that, okay, I've been given this time where I'm not at the racetrack, I'm not traveling every weekend, to just enjoy my family, enjoy things that I haven't since I was born, pretty much. Where racing isn't a constant every single weekend. So taking in this time and fully living in it, because I do believe I'll get back into the series at some point, and that's my hope. But this can be a blessing in a sense too, to enjoy my time with my wife and my daughter and my little boy. And doing that, I've picked up a new hobby, as you can kind of see around me, and some of my posts, I've gotten into trading cards and doing some stuff with that. So that's been a lot of fun. The hardest thing has definitely been on Sundays watching the races. And I just want to be in the car so bad, that I don't want to watch the races, because I'm getting to watch other kids play with my toys pretty much, and that's hard. But also, I feel the urge to watch, to learn, and to grow. There's always something to see from a different perspective. So I wish I could say it's been easy, but I'm kind of grinding through this time. It's not been the simplest to understand. So we'll get back to racing more, and that's kind of my goal this year, is to put together as many races as possible. Hopefully I'll get more opportunity to run more races this year, no matter what it is, and then prepare to as people start planning and going into next year, that I'll have an opportunity.
And have you been given any opportunities that you've done, but like coaching young drivers or outside the sport, that you've focused on that yet? I've still got to focus on my goal of being a driver.
Yeah, you cut out a little bit of my end there. I think you were saying about if I've had any opportunities to help maybe coach drivers or do things outside the sport. I don't think I've really been like hey, I want you to coach this person or do this. I've just tried to help give advice to people that I see very similar to myself and in the situations that they're in. I think being at Gibbs, Daniel Hemrick has a lot of experience, but there's Harrison Burton and Brandon Jones, and Ty Gibbs is somebody that I communicate with, and he's got a bright future, and him and I have very similar situations in life with family, being owners, and he's somebody that I feel like I can help with knowledge that I wish somebody would have helped me with when I was his age. He's a superstar, and the sky is the limit for his talent and what he's going to do. And if I can be any help at all to him, I'm trying to do as much as I can. But he's doing so well that he's got a great group of people surrounding him. But anything I can do to help, the teammates that I'm with right now, I think our program is really strong, and we're building it stronger. We've done some team building, so to speak. The first 3 or 4 weekends or weeks of the year, we were all together riding go-karts as a team. And that was something that I kind of came up with to try to make sure that we, grow as a group and we're challenging each other. And those guys are really, you can see the whole group of Joe Gibbs drivers is racing the top 5 week in and week out. And that's fun to see. And I think I can provide value in that. Obviously, I want to provide value behind the wheel. But I have a lot of experience from the time I was born in this sport and knowledge, and I've seen a lot of things go on, and I'm still young enough to be able to relate to the young guys. So that's something I enjoy doing. I enjoy helping the youth and the younger guys in a sense. But no, I haven't really, taken that as a job, so to speak.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take our next question from Claire B. Lane. Go ahead, Claire.
Thank you. Ty, doesn't your situation make the pressure unbelievable to go to Talladega, and knowing how much your heart wants it, making quick decisions and racing carefree in a way, even though Talladega is not like that, but if you think it through too much, right? And there's a lot of pressure because you want to perform so well. Or can you let that be out of your mind when you do these limited number of races,
Yeah, this year has been so unique, and every opportunity this year has felt that way. And I don't know if I've handled that the best or the worst in each situation. And I'm certainly growing through something during this time. I have a lot to learn during this time, being that I'm going through something for the first time. I think the first 3 or 4 races, I wore a lot of that pressure on myself. I put high expectation on myself to go up and lead every lap in these cars and really show what I could do. And I think, we've ran well, but I think the pressure I put on myself made me not as efficient in all the areas that I'd like to be. And I think I've also done that off the track with expectation of getting rides and getting opportunities. I think what I'm beginning to learn, and what's giving me more peace along this journey, is all I can do is work hard, put in the effort, prepare, have my body, mind prepared, and like I've done in the past, let the results be the results. I'm not really in control of the results. I'm in control of the effort. Whether I go out this weekend and win the race or get in a crash, as long as I do everything to the best of my ability, I've got to know that in my heart that was the best I had this weekend, and I'll move on to the next opportunity. And I certainly hope it's a win. I'm going to have a car capable of it. I believe I can do it. There's never been a time I've gotten in a race car and didn't think I could win the race. So, I think for me, having that perspective is healthier and makes me a more free and better driver.
I just want to say to you, hello?
Yep.
Just want to say that I have great admiration for you, that you have been so honest in the struggles. I read an article and some quotes from you. You are very, very honest, which I think at the age of 29 is unbelievable, right? And I don't know how you came to that you didn't keep it all inside, how tough this was on you. And I think that is just pretty amazing. Talk about that real quick.
Yeah, Claire, thanks. It's been hard for me, but there's always a reason why we go through things. And I've been very blessed in my life and getting good opportunity to even be at this level. But when opportunity goes away and you go through hard times in life, everyone does. And if somebody tells you they're not going through something hard in life, they're about to realize that it is the key. And if somebody says their life's perfect and they don't have any problems, that's their problem. So, but life is beautiful, and we get to learn and we get to help each other in those times. And even though there's a lot of days where my heart hurts and I want to be on the racetrack, I know this is an opportunity for me to grow and for me to use my situation to help others. And I know when all this is over, racing and career is over, and I'm an old man one day, I'll look back and be more proud of the people that I help. And whether I get to find out who I've helped or not, but if I can be a light of reality in my situation with the platform that I have, to know that there might be somebody out there in a totally different situation that is going through a hard time in their life, to know that they're not alone and that life isn't always, peachy and roses, but life can still be beautiful and still be an amazing thing. I think reality in your situation can help, and we can all help each other with more reality. We live in such a world of putting out your best picture means, is what you're supposed to be, and that's what your life is supposed to be. And I certainly have an amazing life, and I post pictures of my amazing kids and wife, but I think it's also nice to have a little bit of reality of, I'm having a hard time. I want people to know that. But also in my hard time, I believe that there's going to be good things. And I think sharing life and sharing community and what you're going through is the only way to make it through, to not be so stressful and anxious. And all that seems to come from comparison, that other people's lives, you think other people's lives are better than yours, and that's not always the truth. And we can always help people in any situation we're in, whether we're on the mountain or we're in a little bit of a valley. There's always opportunity to help others around you.
Well put. Good luck this weekend, and thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take another question here from Daniel McFadden. Go ahead, Daniel.
Hey, Ty. We were just talking to Brandon Jones, and he credited advice he got from you back in February on how to side draft on super speedways, with him being able to get a stage 1 win at Daytona. I'm wondering, kind of going off what Bob asked you earlier, what's it like for you to suddenly be the old guy in a group of drivers, whether it be in a real room or a Zoom room, kind of just doling out little snippets of advice and stuff like that? Is that weird for you?
I enjoy that. I don't consider myself an old guy yet. I'm 29. I'm sure I feel old to the sport, which is crazy because I've been, in the truck series. I was 19 years old. So this is 10 years in the top 3 series. So I do have a lot of experience. If you think of all the races that I've ran over that time, I'm not somebody that wants to hoard information from the guys I'm racing against. I believe in my talent, and I also believe I can help people along the way, that my success isn't determined off of somebody else's failure. So I think if I help these guys and they get better, it's only going to help me to get better. So I really enjoy teaching and helping and giving advice, because I learned so much from it. I think the display that we put on as a group in Daytona was really good. I think you saw some high level teamwork, and each one of the drivers were doing a great job. And hopefully, as I'm trying to get opportunities, I hope teams see that I can bring more to the table in value than just dollars. And unfortunately, that's where the sport is, and that's what it takes a lot of. But there is more than just dollars that go into being a good race car driver. And hopefully that value comes back around. And like I've always kind of said is, I'll never feel bad about doing the right thing and helping people out and trying to make people better at what they do.
So it's been a month since you posted your podcast episode, called "I Quit Today." And I'm wondering, in the time since you published that, what kind of feedback have you gotten from either fellow competitors or other people in the industry about what you conveyed in your 15-minute monologue about what you went through on that one single day in your life?
Yeah, there's been a few that are in the sport that have reached out that were really, really kind and really appreciated what I said because they've been through those times or they're in those kind of times. But not a whole lot. I think our sport struggles with a lot of vulnerability at times. And so some people don't really know how to react to vulnerability, I guess. But I think outside the sport and media wise, I've had a lot of interaction with people that really enjoyed that and understood what I meant. I think a lot of people might have been confused by the title of I Quit Today. Certainly wasn't saying that I was quitting racing, just talking about the hard times of when you wake up some days and you want to quit everything and, what that's like and what I felt like that week or that time and how I've gone through that. It's been a couple weeks since I've posted that. I haven't done a podcast since. I've, in those weeks, I've just been kind of just taking some time, and my wife and our kids, we've been going out of town on the weekends and doing some different things that we haven't been able to do in the past. So I look forward to getting another podcast out soon. And I think that's who I am. And that's who I want to be, is somebody who shares the reality of my life and hopes that it can help others and in just relatability to where people don't feel like, they're the only ones going through anything in life, whether it's being a father or looking for a job or having success or not having success or, I just enjoy communicating community and, working, just talking to people about life.
Thanks, man.
All right. Well, Ty, we know that you have a heart out here, that you have to go to Joe Gibbs Racing for a meeting. So we appreciate you joining us. And if you had a question for Ty, just know I'm going to make note of it. And we'll be sure to have Ty on again soon. And we'll try to get some more questions in. So thanks again, Ty, for joining us. And we wish you the best of luck this weekend.
All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you having me.